Hello and welcome back to the Triforce podcast. Welcome,
wow.
P-Flax.
Is it our new intro music?
Welcome, Sips.
He's shuddering.
Welcome back, everyone.
Good heavens.
It's like a combination of children's TV show and Mr. Saturday Night.
Oh, man.
So this week I went to the Games Development Conference in Brighton.
How was that?
I was down there. It was pretty exciting. I met some interesting folks and drank too much, and it was all very different apparently to how it usually is.
Right.
Because typically they do it in summer.
Yeah.
It's quite pubby. They're all quite outside. Brighton's quite nice. This time it was in the start of November. So it was cold, it was rainy, it was in one small room in the Hilton Hotel.
Wow.
So it was kind of like just a large room with the whole convention in there, so all the booths and stuff. It was all very strange, Yeah. It was like a mini convention.
I guess they got to cut things down, right? Because there's still COVID cases surging and all that kind of stuff. So it's all done carefully, but it was all just done small, which is it's like the small. I've been to E3 and Gamescom and all these places, and they're vast. There's huge, enormous, mega halls full of stuff as far as the eye can see, and this one is just like kind of a weird, awkward room with a couple of people, but it's exactly the same stuff, just on a much, much smaller scale. I guess the people who are brave enough or keen enough to come back or have been lured in with cheapness. I don't know, but it was very interesting. I met Charles Cecil. Oh yeah,
the Charles Cecil.
The Charles
Chucky
Cecil.
C
Who is he?
himself.
Who is he?
He's an MBE.
Charles Cecil, MBE. He's a very nice man. He wrote, so he sort of grabbed me on the shoulder and he was like, Joe, when I wrote my
Hate
first
the
game.
Yogscast, hate you.
Oh yeah. He's one of those. He just grabs random people by the shoulders from behind. The first time I ever started working on a game was back during the Vietnam War, buddy. Just like patting you on the ass and stuff.
He wrote his first
Doesn't
game.
even know you.
So I was like, I don't know, 1995, and he was like, because that was when I started school,
Yeah.
And
Wrong,
and he was
wrong century, Sonny. Wrong.
But
century.
he used to work for. Did he used to work for Bullfrog or?
Was he a Bullfrog?
Interplay.
No, so he
Intercourse.
wrote Broken Sword 1 and 2 and all
okay.
the Broken Sword series.
All the Broken
Coded them,
Swords.
wrote
Beneath the
them.
Steel Sky.
Yeah, Beneath the Steel Sky, which is a very famous point and click, which I played when I was a kid. Very cool.
Yeah.
And ever since then, he's just ran the company making Broken Sword games and just kept doing it. It's the same thing for 40 years or whatever. So yeah, he first wrote his first game was in 1981.
Wow, I was
which
one.
Is a long
I was
time
1
ago.
years old. How old is this guy?
He's 59.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Okay, so then he was like what 18 when he wrote it in 81.
Yeah, and so something like that. And I mean, I also met Ian Livingston there. He's a big
Ian
celeb.
Livingston?
Yeah,
Ken Livingston, the former mayor of London.
Ian Livingston.
Oh,
Did you
brother
tell him?
Ken Livingston?
Ian Livingston is a legend.
Ken Livingston, I presume.
Well, so is Charles Cecil, but carry on.
But Ian Livingston is my kind of legend because I didn't really like the Broken Sword games. I'll be honest with you. No offense, Charles Cecil.
I never played them.
They
honestly.
weren't for me.
I never.
But Fighting Fantasy. Now you're talking. Death Trap
Yes.
Dungeon. Warlock of Firetop Mountain. Forest of Doom.
Okay, next time you go to one of these conventions, Lewis, can you make sure that you meet the guy who made and wrote Street Fighter 2 and also Mortal Kombat for me, please, so that I can get in on the excitement and hype.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly who that is.
Right. Well, man, maybe that can be like a 2022 goal. Yeah, some homework for
Right.
you. Figure
I
it
would
out.
like to know, because him and Steve
No.
Jackson used to write books together, what went wrong with the partnership? Because Steve Jackson did the Car Race City Port of Traps and those books, the Shamutanti Hills and all that kind of stuff. What went wrong? Because they used to do stuff together and then they stopped. What happened? I'd like to know more.
I think it was a little bit like a Tom and Ben situation. It was like
they hate each other.
Tom's
one
doing
revealed that they absolutely loved pineapple on pizza to person two's just tragic dismay, and they never spoke again.
That's fair.
That.
No, it's like one guy's doing it, then he gets his friend because he's like, damn, this is so popular, we could make more of these, I'll get my friend to do it. And so he gets his friend to do it, and between the two of them, they smash out like 30 game books in about 5 years and make an absolute mint, and then found Games Workshop.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, he's pretty successful.
Good.
Ian Livingston.
Good. Yeah, big fan.
I'm
Wait,
sure
Ian
their
Livingston
friendship
founded Games Workshop?
Yeah.
Really?
Man, their stock price is insane. Games Workshop.
He is minted, by the way.
Yeah,
he runs like a big investment firm now for putting money into games and stuff.
Ian Livingston, author, entrepreneur.
Man, oh
nice
man.
to meet you.
He is a bit like that, actually, but he's nice. He put a Yogg-Sothoth reference in his latest game book.
No way.
He made a game book relatively recently and put a Yogg-Sothoth reference in it.
What
yeah,
was
and then
the
we covered it.
reference?
We did it on the Christmas stream a couple of years
Was
ago.
Did he lean in and say,
he was on it.
"By the
He was
way,
on the Christmas stream.
I have a tiny penis.
Was it one of those references where it's like actually a Minecraft reference, but we're just like hijacking it?
No,
he doesn't know who the Yogscast are. He just made
he put
a
in a
Minecraft.
dwarf of Yogg or something.
Oh,
you have
right,
to
okay.
fight, some sort of thing.
Turn to page 87 if you have a tiny penis. Otherwise, turn to page 104.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
Do you want to hear what I got up to this week?
Sure.
Yes, so I was at Brighton. It was nice. I'll tell you more about it in a
Well,
bit.
I was on vacation until Saturday when I travelled home, and I had one of the worst Saturdays that I've had in some time. One of the worst days I've had in some time, actually.
Oh God!
We
I'm sorry
left the
to hear
house at
that.
8. We had 10 hours of travel ahead of us to get back. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
We got to Madrid, where our connecting flight back from Madrid to London was, and we had 1 hour from the time the plane touched down to the time our next plane took off, which seems like plenty of time. But the airports were just a bit shitty, and the airline was obviously at the back of the list of importance. So we land, and we're just sat on the runway for like 20 minutes. And me and Mrs. F are like sweating and looking at our watches.
No.
And they start to let people off, and then they stop. And I realize it's one of those things where they've got a bus, which I fucking hate. You get off the plane, you have to get on a bus. It drives you like 10 feet.
Yeah.
You get off the bus. Annoying. But this one isn't driving us 10 feet. It's driving us about 8-9 minutes away. And I can see other planes of the same airline, the one that we're going to be on, right here. And I'm like, I bet one of those is our plane. And they're driving us fucking miles away. And that's exactly what happened. We get off the plane, and there's a huge queue of people just standing there. And this is like one of those queues that snakes about through the little divider rope things, the things where it's like a seatbelt, the seatbelt queues. And there's like about 150 people in front of us, and then there's just people standing there, and they're just sort of waiting. And I'm like, what are we waiting for? Like, there's no one here. Everyone's just like, if you have a queue system, people will just stand there. They don't want to cross a line. So I was
Airports,
right,
it's terrifying.
You don't want to fuck about.
You could just be fenced around a plastic bit of, fencing, and you could just pen some like 150 people there and just leave them there for
hours.
days.
Yeah,
yes, they would never.
They would never.
No one would know.
They would question it, but you'd never need to give them an answer because there's nothing they can do. It's
right, you could have someone
ultimate.
walk past with a clipboard and a high-vis jacket occasionally and look, and they get on a walkie-talkie and go, and they'd walk off, and people would say, oh, well, something's happening. Days
some
pass,
guy might
people
say
are
to him, what's
dying.
going on? And he's like, oh, don't worry, someone will be along in a minute.
Yeah,
and then,
everybody just wait here, and they would. I would like to see the social experiment on that. I would fail that, because within 1 minute, I shouted out, is anybody here on a connecting flight? And everybody goes, yes. And I said, well, ours leaves in half an hour. And they go, well, mine is in an hour. And I was like, I'm sorry, folks, but I've got to do this. And I just flipped the divider, the little thing that connects to the metal thing. And I just walked through the queue with Mrs. F and the kids. We just barged through everybody. And the one at the end that the people were waiting up for no reason, I flipped that as well. And we just walked off. Because I thought, needs must. Like, I have to gamble or we're going to be fucking stuck in Madrid overnight.
Wow.
Right.
So we just go. And another couple of British families who will come back to London look at me and they're like, yes, this man is right. And we all just fucking left. We didn't wait around for whatever they were waiting us around us for. We're just leaving. I'm sorry if we broke the laws in Spain, but I'm not fucking missing my plane when there's nobody standing there and there's no good reason. And people in the queue don't even know why we're queuing. I'm leaving. We get
oh my God, this is gripping.
Man.
This is like better than half the TV shows that I've
I know.
watched this week. I am wrapped.
We're going up the stairs, and I said to the kids, girls, we are going to be running. I don't want any complaints about your sides hurting, or I'm tired, or I'm thirsty.
Just hold this gun. Just point
hold
it
this
at
gun. If
people.
anyone comes around that corner, you shoot them. I said, we are running, and that is it.
I've taken the safety off.
We are running.
Yeah.
Just like Forrest Gumping it up.
We start to run, and Mrs. F and the kids are like, I'm carrying like 3 bags. We're sweating and running. And my first thought is, God, I fucking hope our luggage somehow gets through, because it's going to be off a plane and onto a plane. It's got to do it in like 20 minutes. They've got to muster this. I have had that before in a connecting flight where somehow
they go through.
My
That's
plane
crazy.
made it.
That hasn't happened since like 2001, right? You normally have to collect your luggage and check it back.
No.
It
just goes. It just goes. That's been
it all
years.
puts on. But often they have a beeper where they take it off the plane, and the next plane is parked right next to it.
Yeah.
And then they just put it on. The luggage probably had a 10-meter journey.
Exactly.
You had to go through a fucking airport to some dumb check-in desk and back out again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so we
carry
get
on.
up, and there's the thing saying connecting flights, and here's our gate, and it has a little time showing you. Oh fuck! Hold that thought. There's the door.
Oh my God! It's like the cliffhanger episode.
Oh my God!
He's like ended the episode on a cliffhanger. Oh, typical. He knows how to craft a story. That guy.
I'm in agony. I need to know what happens. I need to know the outcome of this. Even though it happened a week ago,
God.
and he's home. What's going to happen next?
I don't know. I've been watching this fucking drama called Signal, which is on Netflix, because apparently it's like because that's what happens on Netflix now. And every episode is like an hour and a half long. It's fucking taking me ages to watch this thing.
That's
but
big. Yeah.
It just, because it's kind of a bingeable series, all of the fucking episodes just have cliffhangers all over the place. Like completely the pacing is completely off. Like it'll have a cliffhanger in the first 10 minutes and then kind of resolve that. And then it will start a brand new episode at about half an hour into the episode. It's so weird.
That's weird.
Anyway, sorry. I'm enjoying it. But P-Flax, you're back.
What show was that, quickly?
Signal. You should check it out.
Okay.
It's about like Back to the Future, but cops.
Okay.
Back to the Future cops.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Man.
It's okay.
All right. So
they have like a photograph and it like goes all wibbly wobbly.
Oh.
Like
you're selling it. Really selling it.
Like,
Yeah, that sounds...
like in Back to the Future.
Back in 1985, I did a huge police brutality on one of the inmates. I want to go back and do it again. I want to relive that moment.
So we see the little sign saying, here's your gate is like, B17 or whatever. The little thing that says the B gates, it's about 18 minutes away. And we've got 25 minutes till our plane takes off. And I'm thinking, fuck me, if there's any kind of COVID checks or any kind of passport or anything between here and the gate, we're fucked. So we have to run.
Man,
I'm running.
When you saw that, did you think like, holy crap, Bill Gates? Like, did that thought ever enter your mind?
No.
B Gates? No? Oh.
No, not even once.
Right.
So we started running, and we're running, and I'm thinking, we're close. And all of a sudden, there's a massive queue, and there's passport control. And me and the other British families who have also been legging it are looking at each other. There's all sweat coming off us. It was our family and 2 other families, and it was like they had cloned each of us because it was a bald dad, a mum with the same color hair as Mrs. F, and they both had 2 kids, and in each case they had 2 daughters.
Man.
I was like, this is bizarre.
Yeah, there's a
like...
Seinfeld episode like that.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I was like, they've cloned 3 families and they've dropped us in here as some horrible social experiment. It was brutal. So we're getting through, and I'm literally pouring with sweat at this point because I really know that, first of all, if our bags go on without us, that's going to suck. We're going to be stuck overnight. I don't know where we're going to stay in Madrid. We just have to fucking get a hotel. None of us have got anything. Like, we've just got hand luggage. So it's going to suck. And we're going to have to, our car is waiting for us at Gatwick, and we're going to have to pay more parking on that. My mum's going to be on her own, all the rest of it. And I just thought, this is going to suck. Please let us make this plane. We somehow made it. As soon as we got through the passport bit, I just legged it to the gate, and they were there, and they were like, final call. And I was like, you do realize you've got like 30 people on another one of your airline's flights. You can't final call
Just
this.
Stuck
Like, you've
in
got to wait for them.
Seatbelt waiting area, yeah.
And they were like, we know, don't worry, everybody's going to get on. I was like, then why did you put final call up and all these terrifying announcements? We've all been stuck in this queue shitting ourselves for half an hour. And, Jesus, calm down. Oh, so we get on the plane. We're all super relieved. We get to Gatwick, and of course, our luggage is lost. Our luggage hasn't turned up.
It is.
It's gone.
Of course, that didn't make it.
Yeah.
No, that didn't
as
make
predicted.
it. So I was like, fine, so we've got to fill out these forms for that and all the rest of it. Luckily, to be fair,
and all the other British families,
there's like a queue of all of us that came from Madrid.
It's the same cloned
They've
family.
cloned the same experience. So we go to get our car, and they're meant to meet us at the arrivals gate with our car. They didn't.
And there's 3 cloned cars there.
3 Nissans in a row. But they weren't there. So we had to go and find where they'd parked
3
it and
angry
get the
mums
car.
there.
Hands
and
on
3
hips.
little dogs, and the dogs are all the same.
3 bold dads sweating and shaking their heads. Oh, it's bloody typical, isn't it? Bloody typical. So we get in the car, we get home, and the dog, Aggie, is in a terrible way. Like, she is really, really poorly. She can barely walk around. You can see all her bones. She's super dehydrated. And my mum was like, she's really like taking a massive downward spiral today. She was poorly yesterday. Today, she is like really poorly.
Jesus.
And Maddie said to me, all right, well, you got to take her to the 24-hour vet, like right now. So we left the house at 8. It is now approaching 8. It's taken us 10 and a half, 11 hours to get home. And the first thing I have to do is take the dog to the 24-hour vet. So I'm knackered at this point, but she is so poorly. I'm like, fucking, this might be like, you know, I might have just flown and rushed all the way home, and then she might be about to croak. Like, she is that poorly. So I get her in the car, and we rush over to the vet, and I go in to see the vet, and he's this Italian hitman looking guy. That's the best way I can describe it. Looks like an Italian hitman. And
he's wearing a suit?
No, I can't describe it. He looked like an Italian hitman. That's what he looked like.
Right.
And he said to me...
That's your best description of him.
Well, because he was also Italian, and it was the way he spoke.
Right.
Put the dog on the table. So I put the dog on the table, and he says, tell me the symptoms. And he's examining the dog, and he's talking to me. He's not saying a word. He's just looking at me occasionally. I'll say something, he'll just look at me. He won't nod. He won't shake his head. He'll just look at me right in the eye, like he's trying to tell if I'm lying or not. Like it was like an interrogation. It was really strange.
Well,
Didn't say a word.
You're like a sweaty, sunburnt, bald, tired, exhausted, haggard dad wearing like summer clothes, covered in sweat. Like dried mess from like navigating.
I'm not still sweating.
Sweaty foreign airports.
I was sweating hours ago. Now I'm perfectly fine. But for some reason, Saturday evenings in London, there's always traffic. I have no idea where these people are going. I don't know where they're going, but they're going somewhere. I'm trying to get to the vet. Yeah, well, you'd think so.
Well, those other families probably came home and their dogs were
all so sick. They've cloned the experience. So I said to him, I'm really hoping that you're going to keep her in tonight because I think she's poorly. And he said, oh, she's staying here. And I thought, okay. And then I said to him, all right, and, what happens now? He goes, if all goes well, you'll never hear from me again. Otherwise, the vets will be in touch. You can go back out to the reception now. And I was like, okay. And I went out, and the lady said, yeah, we'll call you when she's better, or we'll update you. I was like, all right. He didn't sort of tell me what was wrong with her, and she was like, don't worry about it.
So mysterious.
But the way he said, if all goes well, you'll never hear from me again. I was like, all right. Like the cleaner, like Mr. Wolf has turned up. You know, what is the problem? Where's the animal? You know, that's what he was like, all business and very mysterious. But that was it. So the next morning, I called up the vet. I said, please tell us how Aggie is. They're like, oh, she's fine. I was like, all right. I said, we're going to keep her in for a few more hours to do a few more tests, and then you can come get her around 4 o'clock. Went to get her. She was back to her old self. She was fine. And she's now completely on the mend. She's perfect again.
So what the hell was wrong with her?
She had some kind of respiratory tract infection.
Oh.
And she couldn't keep even water down. Like, she would bring it straight back up. And it was because her throat was so inflamed that anything that went in, it tickled her throat and she'd be sick immediately. She was foaming at the mouth. Like, it was horrible. And
it was like she'd been poisoned. It really was. The anti-venom.
It really was like that. But instead, they just gave her some penicillin and some anti-inflammatories, and she was fine.
What angel you encountered? Dr. Doolittle, the Hour of Healing.
He did a lot.
Or maybe an Angelino, if you will.
Angelino. But yeah, so that was my Saturday, and I just sort of collapsed. Like, Christ, that was stressful.
Job done, though.
Yeah.
Job fucking
Holy
done.
Crap.
Do you know what I mean?
All right, well, listen to this. I take your Saturday and I present to you my Saturday. We had my son's birthday party. We rented out a hall and rented a bouncy slide castle thing, and then a smaller one for smaller kids. And there was like 20 kids there. We had to do like party bags and cake and the whole thing.
It's always a completely stress-free
it occupied
time.
The entire day, like multiple trips back and forth.
Oh my God.
Had all this stuff to do. And then on Sunday, of course, it was Halloween, so we had to do all the pumpkin carving and everything, and the kids went out for trick-or-treating and stuff. And then by the end of the weekend, I was ready to lay in a dark room by myself for 24 hours and not speak to anyone ever again.
What is in a party bag?
Oh, nowadays? All sorts of stuff, like little trinkets and stuff. Like we got the, like little like gummy figurines, like they're like the size of your thumb sort of thing, but they're like rubbery, like gummy. Okay. Like little like like those styrofoam airplanes, the ones that they come in like a flat pack and you put them together.
Man, my nan would buy me one of those.
Man, it's crazy because
that was 30 years ago.
You can get like a pack of 100 off eBay for like £3. It's insane. Like you can get so many of those planes.
This is why we're destroying the fucking environment.
Yeah, it's crazy. But like, you just put a couple of things in, and then like it's my daughter's birthday earlier in the week, so it was kind of like, it wasn't officially a joint party, but like we like invited a bunch of her like friends, like like our friends who have kids and stuff. So like there was quite a few people there for her as well, and they had their own like little area because they're younger and their own party bags and stuff. So it was pretty good. But normally we do it all ourselves, but we actually hired somebody to do it this time, just because with the baby and everything, it would just been impossible to do it all. And it was really good. They did a really good job. Like we obviously had to pay for it, but like, man,
honestly,
it was so
party
worth it.
people,
It's insane.
We hired a lady, the mermaid fairy princess or something she was called.
Yeah.
She was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
She was super hot as well, but she was great. And she did just a fantastic job.
Yeah.
What on earth is this Mrs. F has ordered? It's a load of sticks. Loads and loads of sticks. Oh, they're for candy floss. We got the fireworks on Saturday. I'm manning the barbecue.
Yeah, gotta get some sparklers.
Yeah.
The lady that did the party, she had like this. It looked like an old restored wagon, but it was like a refreshments wagon for adults. So she had like a little espresso maker, like
nice.
She could make little cappuccinos and stuff. Oh man, she had some chocolate biscuits and it was great. So I just hid behind that the whole time, like pretending that the baby was asleep. Yeah, and the other dads all sort of like sought refuge behind there as well, so we could talk about. Lots of questions about my flooded garage and stuff. That was good.
How many discussions about the route people had taken to get to the party? Because that's always a favourite.
Yeah, there's tons. Mostly, actually,
tried to come through Twickenham. It was an absolute nightmare. Oh yeah, I think they're doing roadworks on Heath Road again. Oh, they're always doing bloody roadwork.
And then
end of the year, isn't it? They've got to get the budget sorted, or they don't get it. Yeah, typical bloody council. We came down the A316. It was just a bad. Yeah, I think there's some rugby on. Which going Quins or at the main stadium? I think it was both. Army versus Navy. It was an absolute bloody nightmare. We came round about the hospital bridge roundabout, came round there, and came down by McDonald's and home base. It wasn't too bad actually, but yeah, it could be worse on some days. Oh yeah,
these small talk things are.
It's that or work. You talk about work as well, right? How's work going? Oh, I'm really fed up with work. Blah blah blah, and then they just go into all these people that you don't know or have never heard about, and like the situations that they're in and stuff. And it's like that's pretty typical dad chat, isn't it? You talk about
I've heard a lot of it because I'm watching this. I got recommended this stupid YouTube channel for some reason because that's what happens. You get recommended this stuff that's virally popular. There's this guy called Froggy Flips on YouTube, and he goes to garage sales and car boot sales, we call them, where people just sort of sell their crap. And he obviously his whole thing is to find valuable stuff that he can then flip on eBay, right? And he's got a little antiques booth as well. But he sort of has this kind of encyclopedic knowledge he's built up over years and years of running these stores.
Subbing now, I've just followed his channel.
And he
sort by most popular.
He is
when yard
huge.
sale dreams come true. 3.8
so
million views.
He'll find like something that people think is worthless, and they're basically thrown away for $1, and it's worth hundreds of dollars. And he's not like there's a lot of people out there on YouTube doing a similar thing in a much scummier way, like where they're kind of I don't know, like ripping people off or really lowballing people and stuff, Whereas he's actually quite fair mostly and nice. Anyway, he's a nice guy. I like him, but he kind of has this camera on his head.
Yes, I've just seen that.
And he goes around these yard sales, and obviously everyone there, I assume he asks permission before he does it, but there's just these people just having their small talk, right? And it's always like, oh yeah, did you see they moved that tree that was on the road down there? Oh yeah, that was the branches were getting in the way of cars, just the most generic mindless day-to-day crap that people talk about.
What else are you going to talk about with people in your neighborhood, though, if you don't know them as friends?
Yeah.
Like, we've got friends in the area that we go out to the pub with, and we have over and stuff like that. But then, like, the guy over the road and a couple of other people in my area, like, there's like 4 or 5 or 6 families on my road near me, and we all know and we'll chat. How's it going? Oh, yeah, not bad. But we're not like, we don't really have big conversations. It's mainly about the only thing we have in common, the stuff that's going on our road, like, or in the immediate area.
Well, that's the thing. I weirdly thought it would be like kind of boring and kind of like, I don't know, annoying in some way. But no, I think it's actually quite comforting just to hear this very generic, like low, like just light conversation about nothing.
It's community building in a way. Like, so I know someone was asking about Halloween the other week. I've seen a lot, when Halloween, which came and went as it does very quickly and without much, really fanfare over here.
Man, it was a busy one this year.
There was lots of kids out. We went out for an hour. My eldest said she didn't fancy it. My youngest and I went out. There were a lot of people around. But the main road that we go to, which is like the gold mine in the area, where there's loads of families, a very long road. This is considered like the staple of Halloween in our area.
Is it all very brightly decorated for Christmas as well?
Very bright, like there's obviously a big the thing on their street
they pull together,
they do this.
Yeah.
It had been sucked dry by the time we got there. It was like arriving at the gold rush town when all the claims had been made and the ground was empty.
See, this is what he does. Like, the best thing he does is get there really early when they're still putting stuff out, and they say, and he goes, "Have you got any kids' toys?" Because that's his thing, right? And they're like, "Oh, you've got a box from I haven't put out yet." And he's like, "Oh, I'll have a look." And then he buys the whole box, and it's got all these jackpots in there. But I mean, actually, the whole thing, I will say, is like, there's a lot of people who are just a bit lonely sometimes. They just want to chat and they want to have a conversation with him. And he's always like, "Oh, sorry, I've got to get to the next one," and stuff. he's kind of in a bit of a rush.
People just like a conversation. But like that's the thing. People was questioning Halloween and, what's the point? It's not British, is it? I think the only reason it's not British is because it actually involves talking to other people, which is something in general we don't like.
A little bit of community involvement.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like kind of, I don't obviously do it here, and no one even considered knocking on my door. But I think, and also there is a lot of fear around it, right? That, sending your kids out, they'll get abducted, and but it's like, it's more of a, if the actual community is putting effort in, because you have like your street parties and stuff, don't you, where they shut off the road.
We do have those in the area,
have a kind of everyone in the community kind of gets a little note through the door saying, "Oh, 29th of June, we're having a street party.
Steve's going to bring his band down. They play a mix of funk and blues." Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do. That's all they ever play, these bands.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's like we see all the other families that we know in the area, people that I know from my kids' school, and we, have a chat and everything, and everybody says the same thing, like, "Oh, God, crazy, isn't it? Oh, yeah, and that's it. And I wore a wig this year, which was an effort at a costume, a big red wig, and
horrifying.
It was horrifying. People didn't recognize me. I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
One of our good friends in the area completely blanked me and talked to the people I was with, and I was like, "Hi," and they were like, they looked at me, they were like, "Oh my God, Ted! Oh, I didn't recognize you." I was like, "Yeah, I know." Like, it must be so iconic, the baldness.
I grew my hair out for COVID, she said.
Man,
man. I've just been shaving it all this time.
Hey, since we're having just a bit of a dad chat, I wanted to also mention to you that in the morning when I take my kids to school, when I'm on my way back, it's just the way that it works out every time, time-wise. I pass a fellow dad who's walking his small son to school, and I started saying good morning, as you do. I'm passing by and I'm like, "Good morning." And he always like, "Yeah, good morning." And all of a sudden one day, like this has been going on for a couple of weeks. Good morning. Like, like we recognize each other, say good morning. It's fine. And then after a couple of weeks, his son started saying good morning. So he'd walk by and I'd be like, good morning. He'd be like, "Good morning." I'd be like, "Hey, good morning." And like just carry on. And now over time, the son has gotten more and more excited about this exchange. So like the other day I was walking back, and it's a pretty long straight road, like after you leave the school. And I could see them coming, but they were far away, like they were like a couple, maybe like 50 yards away or whatever. And I see the little kid notices me, sees me super far away, and it was like all muffled and quiet. He's like, "Good morning!" Like he's like shouting "Good morning." So I was like, "Good morning," and then I had to say good morning to him again on the way back. And then more recently in the afternoon,
oh my god,
we pass each other again as I'm going to pick up my kids from school, and he's walking back with his mom, and it's like 3:00 in the afternoon. I walk by and he's like, "Good morning." I'm like, "Good morning." Just keep walking.
Oh my god,
it kills me every time. It's so funny. He's just like, he fucking loves it, you know? Like, it's just like the simplest thing, but he just loves it. It's hilarious.
It's awesome.
I like how he just has your same sense of humor. He probably does also.
He's probably like, "Yeah, say good morning to that guy in the afternoon." It's so fucking good.
He's telling all of his friends on his podcast about exactly, there's this dad who walks by me and I say good morning.
Oh man, it's so funny. So there you go. I thought I would share. It's a very, very dad thing, isn't it? Like the old good morning. The other dad is not much into wearing shorts, but he wears flip-flops all year round. So I got the shorts, okay, but I wear shoes and normally a coat or whatever. This guy usually wearing like pants and a coat and everything, but he's just rocking the flip-flops.
So you're wearing shorts now in November?
Hell yeah!
That's it. That's insane. I was freezing today.
It's not that insane, honestly.
A coat and a hat, and I wanted gloves. That's how cold I felt out today. And
I'm wearing gloves at the moment.
Just don't find my legs get cold. Like I don't know.
That's because they're numb.
Yeah, maybe
they've lost all feeling.
I like it, but I feel like if I just wear like a coat, and if I got shoes on and stuff, and I usually just put my hands like in my coat pocket or whatever, I'm fine. I'm warm enough.
Wow.
I don't need
it's fair.
I don't need to wear
fair but scary.
I don't need to wear trousers. I just I like the shorts.
No, it's brave of you. Very brave.
Free and loose. Yeah, I get a lot of envy. I get a lot of other dads are like, "Wow, you're still wearing your shorts?" But they say it in a way as if like, "Man, I wish I was doing that." Their wife won't let them or whatever. See, my wife is very understanding. She knows I want to just be comfortable all the time. Just wear shorts all the time.
Which is scary.
Yeah.
I hate the cold.
Yeah. Well, I do too, but like I said, I don't actually feel cold, so it's not a problem.
Interesting.
Before we carry on, we are sponsored by ExpressVPN. Thank you very much. I actually did use ExpressVPN this week. I was in a hotel and the internet there would not let me connect to a certain website, so I just used a VPN.
That's because I had Net Nanny enabled on your laptop. I went through your browser history and discovered that you are a really big pervert, so I thought, you know what? This guy needs Net Nanny.
But he found a way around that.
Uh-oh.
Genius.
Well, if you can do it, it doesn't take much technical knowledge to hack someone. A smart 12-year-old, I'm sure, could do it, and they can make around $1,000 selling per person on average.
Is the 12-year-old's name Bobby Digital? Because he probably do everything.
So yes, you can use ExpressVPN. I do. I recommend it. It creates an encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet, so hackers can't steal your sensitive data. You don't need to worry about like blocks and stuff, and you can use you can go to other countries and use Netflix American version and watch the shows there.
All I'm saying is stay far away from my encrypted tunnel. That is my business.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yes. Keep your encrypted tunnels to yourself.
My encrypted tunnel is like the foul channel underneath my house. Disgusting. Don't come in.
So yes, please secure your online data today by visiting expressvpn.com/Triforce. That's expressvpn.com/Triforce. You can get extra 3 months free. There you go. If you're not using a VPN, you should do. All right, on with the show.
On with the show. This is it.
I've got an interesting email has come in relation to a previous Triforce that we did.
Okay.
Right.
An email.
So this is kind of our, this was a week ago. This is kind of we don't do a mailbox section on the podcast.
I'm surprised that you received an email. Yeah.
I know, this is an email. I thought for a long time that we should do like a mailbox section. A lot of other podcasts do.
Right.
But here is one from Tay, and he says, y'all, so I assume he's from the place he's referring to, y'all were talking about cremation on Triforce, so here's an interesting example from Louisiana.
Right.
In Louisiana, they can't bury people because the swamp spits the bodies out the ground after a while, so they got these big above-ground tombs. Problem solved. Well, not really, because above-ground crypts are pretty big, so they came up with a real interesting way to deal with the problem. you couldn't cremate people because religious reasons, so they'd make these above-ground crypts like big boxes with a human-sized compartment at the top and a hole at the far end from the door, and you put the body in the top compartment. Top compartment is designed to accelerate the decomposition process, so after a number of months or years, the body's decomposed down to bones, you can shove them to the back of the box where the hole is and drop the bones into the bigger underbox.
No.
Church-sanctioned cremation is the solution to the space problem. There you go, all the way from Louisiana.
Nice.
Thank you, Tay.
I love that. I love that it was just an email with facts in it.
I know.
That's
amazing.
great. It wasn't like anybody saying, fuck you, idiot, fucking stupid idiot, you suck, or anything. It was just like, here are some facts that
Here
are compiled.
is an interesting follow-up.
What is this? Sorry, what is this bone compression tomb box? What is he saying? There's some sort of
he's saying, do you
bone
remember?
I
machine.
still don't
think
want to go that way though. Like I just cremate me, please. Like if
Yeah,
anyone's
but they
listening,
can't.
just do it.
That's the thing. He's saying that
Why not?
because of religious things in the area, they're saying no, you've got to be buried. and
That's
stuff
crazy.
Like
Just I want to be burned.
Well, I don't think you
want to
get that
wake up
choice.
in the bone machine.
that. All right. Well, let me put it this
You
way.
know, like on the off chance I'm not actually dead and I wake up in that bone machine, I don't want to. I just burn me up.
Okay, so I would say, first of all, I'm sure you can get cremated if you want, but I think it's quite a religious place, the Deep South, and Louisiana is that.
I get that.
So
but
I think a lot of people are saying...
I think it is not even allowed at all.
Really? Okay, well, either way.
I think it's just not allowed.
What he's saying is that instead of burying people in a sealed tomb, you put the body in one of
you
these
just poke a
above-ground
couple of
tombs.
holes in it so that the air can get in, and then
Yeah, but then it gets a little stinky, I guess he's saying. So they found a way here where it's not stinky, and the body's decomposed in a way that is easier, and then you just get a broom and poke the bones to the back of the hole and slide another body in there, I guess is what he's saying.
God.
What the fuck is going on in
People
this place?
people settle for that over cremation.
I mean, also,
Come
how
on.
much space do you save with that? I mean, he sold it to me like, oh, there, once the bones are all there, it's no,
Right.
you can just get loads of more bodies in there. It's
Yeah,
like, well,
so my bones are gonna be jingling around with other people's bones, like all shoved
may I
into
make
a box.
suggestion, gentlemen? If you have a box and that you can fit a lot of bones in it, and one person's body goes in at the top, if you compare that to what people have with above ground tombs, it's a whole coffin-sized thing for just one body.
Yeah.
Even when it's decayed down to just a few bones and is maybe
I know,
taking
but I'm
up.
just asking you, how many human beings' bones can you get into one human being coffin?
I
like 5?
presume more than one person's
You
worth.
think one day Jeff Bezos's bones are gonna be jingling around with some other stranger's bones in the back
I'm
of a
sure
box?
he's going to shoot himself into space when he
Probably,
dies.
yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Gigantic cannon. Dr. Evil
We could do that. I mean, that's a thing we could do with it. If we had a big enough catapult, just, your body gets wrapped up and they just fucking hoy you out into space. You could do that.
I think you
Why
can
not?
pay for that. You can have your bones compressed into a diamond, can't you, and fired into space or something.
Really?
You can have that
Well,
done
this is why
if
we
you
need a
want.
space elevator. You could just tie dead bodies onto it and run them up the line.
What kind of mad, bloodthirsty cultist version of sci-fi is this, where the space elevator is covered in dead bodies?
I just think it's a practical use.
I
That's
think
all.
it's good. Yeah, I mean, come on.
It's got like hooks on it. And
We
it
could
just
tie
meat
all our
hanging.
rubbish to it as well. Just put all your rubbish and dead bodies in there, and we just take them up into space, fire them into space. They'll either drift off into the sun or whatever, smack into a satellite, doesn't matter, or they'll come back to Earth and burn up in the atmosphere. That would be ideal. That's energy, free energy. We just get them in a low Earth orbit, it gradually decays.
You're in space and you're warping around, and on Earth when you go for a road trip, you have all dead mosquitoes and bugs and stuff all splattered over the front of your car. You've been driving for 6 hours. So your spaceship is just going to have
just covered in bodies.
Bodies, yeah, just splattered
and
all over.
recycling people's rubbish.
Recycling
Used
and stuff?
nappies and dead bodies. That's what you're going to get. I mean, you know what? About the bugs thing, I drove a decent amount this summer, and I definitely didn't see bugs splattered on my windscreen.
Really?
And I know that this is a actual thing, that the bugs being splattered on windscreens has diminished because of the decline in insect population overall. So yeah,
Good.
It's not good. Good. Idiot.
Good.
I mean, it's
sick of those insects.
It's a delicate system,
shit.
but I hate when they get into my house, man. I hate it.
Yeah.
Especially,
no, me too.
You say that the insect population is declining, and this is going to sound very much like there's it's not global warming. It's cold outside. But man, there's so many daddy long legs this year for some reason. I don't know what it was. Like, I guess they just had a really good.
It's because you're wearing your
they
shorts.
They just had like a good breeding
we
season
had
or
quite a
something.
few of those
Holy
as well,
crap!
yeah.
My backyard was full of them. There was just daddy long legs everywhere, and they're creepy as hell.
But I mean, I don't. I've seen maybe 2 wasps this year.
I saw a wasp
summer.
the other day. It got into my house. I had to lock it in the bathroom and wait for it to fly out.
You didn't kill it?
No, hell no.
I kill wasps. Sorry, wasps.
You're a wasp
Sorry,
killer?
wasp fans, but I kill wasps.
kill anything that the guy. I'm not fucking putting things out back in the garden.
I
Fuck
put
'em.
everything else I release, even
Apart from a
flies. I
bee.
will let flies out.
I'll let a bee out. I'm not letting a fly out.
Yeah.
God, that's getting squashed.
Let the fly out.
I have bad hand-eye coordination. I just like my wife gets mad at me too. She's like, "Here you go. Here's the fly swat," and I'll miss, and then the fly will just start flying around.
You'll kill your child.
It'll be in high alert mode, so it's impossible to kill, sort of thing. So we resorted to just letting them out when we can. Like it's just easier.
Some of those flies do have supernatural speed. Like the Matrix dodging.
Oh yeah,
you can't hit them. They see the thing coming in, and it's
flies. Forget about it.
It's like playing CS:GO against like a 14-year-old. Like they.
It's like enabling bullet time. They could just get out of the way because everything's different to them.
They predict
reactions.
The SWAT, like 5 seconds before you.
Well, also they only live a week or whatever. However, fuck knows how long they live. But if you compress down your entire lifespan into a week, everything would be much slower / quicker, whatever. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
No,
I think so.
To them, like 80 years in a week. So everything is that fly swat's taking them like an hour to come. They've got time to
they have. Yeah, that's how they roll.
Got time.
They got a lot of time to think
mean?
about it and avoid it and stuff. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. You could darn a whole sock and complete a jigsaw puzzle. That's what I did this week. I completed a jigsaw puzzle as well.
Good for you.
It was a nice one.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I was listening to an audiobook.
What was the theme of the puzzle? What was the picture? Like anime or something?
It was what my mum bought it for me for my birthday.
Right.
It was flowers. It was lots of yellow and red flowers of different pink flowers, like a garden.
Man, I've become the kind of person who's always amazed by what people get up to in their spare time when they don't have kids. Like it fascinates me. You decided to do that with your free time? Like, come on.
Yeah, it was great.
You could have done anything.
Man, this is the child-free life I live.
You could have done anything.
What do you mean I could have done anything?
I don't
know.
You
could have done anything.
You could have gone somewhere, like you could have gone to see a movie, or you could have gone to eat somewhere, or
I did.
Oh, you did all that too. Well, I feel like shit now.
Cool, this free time.
Thanks. You did a jigsaw puzzle, and then you went to go see a movie, and then you went somewhere to eat.
And then I went somewhere to eat. Yeah.
And did anybody ask you a question the entire time you were doing any of this stuff?
Well, only interesting ones.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. You don't know how good you have it.
I know. It's heaven.
Holy crap.
But no, I'm fascinated by what you get up to as well. The
getting asked questions all the time and not being able to go to the movies or go out to eat or anything.
No, but it's very interesting being part of this community and group of people and all the dads and everyone. I don't know. It's all really interesting. I think it's really interesting. But it's always. So everyone always wants what they don't have, though, right? Like you want to be me, but I want to be you.
I don't want AIDS.
No, me neither, Flax. I really don't want that.
I played a board game last night.
Yeah.
I played Brass Birmingham. I recommend it.
Yeah,
it was a board.
Here comes Board Game
trains.
Boy.
Board Game Boy with his fucking
good.
Board games. Hey guys, let me teach you
board games.
Damn, it's really enjoyable.
He's still
very
going.
Fun. Yeah, I'm trying to get more. I'm trying to get more board games nights going as well. You're welcome to join.
Yeah, I wish I fucking could.
Yeah, I live in a fucking different part of the country. You fucking idiot. How am I going to play a board game?
Well, just take my invite and throw it back in my face. Why don't you? I was just being polite.
Fuck you and your polite offer.
Fuck you.
How dare you?
Take your fucking invite and shove it up your ass, idiot.
Roll a d6 and whatever it comes up, fuck
I
off.
will.
Hey, I was playing I was playing Dota the other day, Lewis, and not in the game I was playing with you last night, but separate to that, and I was playing in a game with Gyrocopter, and I couldn't help but notice that Gyrocopter's voice lines sound like your Mr. Popcorn voice.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
It does. It sounds exactly like Mr.
Oh no! Help! I'm being attacked!
Yeah,
Guys, anyone on my team?
you gotta put like a bit more like you gotta get some drama in the tone as well, you know. But yeah, very similar.
Gyro
I'm under
Captain!
attack! Okay, sure. I didn't realize I was in the game.
So you guys are back playing Dotes again. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah. Do you know? Okay,
No.
I am enjoying it playing it alone. I don't actually enjoy playing it with people because the games are just skewed completely. When you play with your friends and everybody is a different rank or whatever, the matchmaking just breaks and you just end up playing against people that aren't fun to play against.
Right.
But if I play on my own and I play like strict solo queue ranked or whatever, the games are great. Like everybody's more or less the same skill level or whatever, and it's just a much more enjoyable experience for me. That's
interesting.
Yeah, that's how.
It's a funny game, Dota, isn't it? Like I love and hate it, and I don't know. It's just I have been playing it, and I like playing with Sips, but I know what he means. Like I think it feels like when you play an unbalanced game, it's like you either stomp, which isn't really fun, or you get stomped, which isn't fun. Like it's better with those games that get close.
It is fun, but honestly, the most fun I've had playing Dota recently has been doing single draft, because
I'm all about single draft.
I think it just levels the playing field really nicely too, you know.
People can't just you don't just get like you sometimes get unlucky. So for people that don't play Dota, there are different queues that you can join. There's just a queue called All Pick Unranked, which means that this match isn't going to affect your MMR, like your skill rating in the game, because as that goes up, you get queued against other people who are also high skill level. So imagine you're ELO in chess or whatever it is, right? It is called ELO, isn't it? In chess.
Yeah.
So it's like that. So unranked is you're playing against people that are around your skill level, but this game isn't going to affect your rank. Then there's ranked, which will affect it. And then you have other modes, random draft, which is when half the heroes that are normally available to pick from are grayed out, and you can only pick from the remaining 50% is random. And single draft, which gives you 3 heroes to choose from out of the pool of like 120. So you only get 3 heroes to choose from. Everybody only gets 3 heroes to choose from. Sometimes that means you get 3 heroes you've never played before or can't play very well.
Yeah.
Sometimes it means you get your best hero is one of the 3, which is great. Sometimes it means that the draft that your team comes up with, the 5 heroes your team comes up with, is just shit. And you're like, we got fucked by a single draft, which is like a nice, easy excuse if you lose the game. And the other alternative is that you just get this brilliant team of 5. You're like, this is perfect. We've got someone for every lane and everybody's happy on the hero. Yeah. Fantastic. But what you don't get anywhere near as much, is queuing into people who play one hero really fucking well, and they just spam that hero and win and win and win because they're just experts on that one hero.
Yeah.
If you get them on any other hero, they're shit.
Yeah.
But on this one hero, they're fucking gods. So there is a tool called dota.pl.us, which is an overlay that you get for Dota that shows you your opponent's most likely picks and their specialist heroes.
Right.
So a couple of my mates that I play with, you guys know Cinny. I play with Cinny.
Yeah.
It's like, he'll always be like, oh, we got a Meepo spammer, guys. So you'll ban Meepo, although no one would ban Meepo at the moment. We've got a Morphling spammer,
Right.
spam Morphling, ban Morphling or counter pick it. So that's a kind of extra tool that I don't really like because it kind of ruins it. But at the same time, if you're just going to fucking pick Morphling every game and roll noobs with it, fuck off. You know what I mean? You're subhuman scum. Morphling, nobody likes Morphling.
Well,
Get
it's
out
the
of here.
same at the pro stuff. I mean, Dota is balanced around the pro scene, and the pros can ban their. This guy's a brilliant fucking IO
So
or
you
next
ban
profit. You're going to ban it, right? Because you know who you're up against. I don't think this is broken.
I don't think so.
Fine.
It is just annoying sometimes because you think, is it fair there's something that has essentially been created outside the game that not everybody has, gives some people an unfair advantage? Possibly. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe.
It's one of those. But honestly, like I like the flow of the game. I like the mechanics of the game. I like to improve in areas that I'm not good at in the game, which is, let's face it, all of it. And it's nice. It's been fun, but there's traps that you can fall into playing it for sure. And I think the one thing I really like about single draft as well is that you have less responsibility. It's kind of like guilt-free Dota, right? Because everyone's kind of in the same boat, unless it's, somebody gets their big hero that they're good at or whatever. But even then, they get such an advantage over the other team who might not get heroes that they're good at, sort of thing, right? But I just look at it as a way to try out new heroes and not feel too bad about sucking really bad with them or letting the team down and stuff. Because I don't think anybody cares, I think anybody who queues for single draft is just like, whatever, I'm just fucking around. I just want to have fun.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a laugh, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's kind of a nice way to play the game. And I just sort of... I weave that in between playing ranked, which I usually just try to play support or like try off laning or whatever, and that's been fine too. And it's early days. I mean, it's Dota's kind of like it's like a cycle, right? You get back into it, not for you so much, Flax, but for me for sure. Like over the 10 years it's been out, I'll get into it, I'll play it for a couple of months or whatever, and then I'll just get sick of it and move on and play something else or whatever, and then come back to it. So it's like. It's nothing new, really, like I've been here many times before, but for now it's fine.
It's got a fun gameplay loop, though, right? It is fun to level something up from one. It's fun to like pick all the talents and skills. It's fun to try new things and new heroes and do that. It's a little bit of like playing. It feels like playing, I don't know, Diablo or an RTS or doing some like game where you just rapidly experience that leveling up system and progress and trying out new skills and playing a different way.
It'd be fun if there was a battle royale game like Dota, like the same sort of like the isometric with the heroes with the leveling up and stuff like that.
They had that as one of the seasonal games that they had. It was like a battle royale thing.
That'd be kind of fun.
I could be wrong.
It'd be chaotic as hell, but it could be fun.
This month, I'm gonna hit 10k hours on Dota because I've only got 63 hours to go, and I'm definitely gonna hit that this month because it's the 4th of November, so I'm definitely gonna play that many hours. 10,000 hours.
That's a lot.
Which is crazy. Like that is so much time. How many days?
I think I've played maybe WoW
hours?
that much. That's the only game I've played anywhere close to that much, and even then I don't even know if I've played it that much. It's a lot.
Yeah. That is 416 days. That's like 10% of my life over the last... That's actually more than 10% of my life.
Think about it now. Hang on a sec.
He's having a crisis. It's okay, P-Flex.
Over the last 9 years, that's about 15% of my life, I think, or something.
Yeah, but if you enjoy it, though, I mean, that's good going.
Oh, I fucking love it,
Yeah,
son.
if you love it,
then
that's good. That's good going. But yeah, no, it's been fun. I've been playing some other stuff as well. I started playing Darkest Dungeon 1. Because I played Darkest Dungeon 2, which I enjoyed. I mean, it's still early access. You can tell there's still some stuff to be added to the game or whatever. But I think personally, it's going in a good direction.
So I heard they changed it.
They have changed it a lot.
Mechanic.
Yeah.
Because the core mechanic of the old game was that you built up not just a team of 4, but a roster of lads that you would take out with you on different quests.
Yeah.
And they would get mental problems like mental breaks where they'd be like, I'm paranoid or whatever.
Yeah.
And they would have to take breaks. But this time, it's your 4 guys from the start to the finish, and it's more like a roguelike. Is that correct?
It is, yeah. And the new mechanic is amongst your 4 guys. It's like a love-hate sort of relationship mechanic sort of thing.
Right.
So like sometimes, like your guys will just start not liking each other or being neutral to each other. Some might start liking each other or whatever. And then as you perform actions when you're fighting and stuff like that, kind of like in the old game, like crits are big, right? You get a crit and then, a guy might be like, hey, good job. And like it increases their relationship, or, they might miss or something. And the guy behind might be like, you fucking suck. I hate you. And then it's like a detriment. It's interesting. But again, like I think some of it is not fully fleshed out because it's very early access, but it looks great. Like it looks fantastic. And
Darkest Dungeon 2 is terrible. I can't stand it. Imagine if Slay the Spire took like 6 or 7 hours for a run. That's where it is at the moment, right? It's so slow. There's like a minute of driving a cart between each point on the map, and it's after you've done it once, you're like, that's fun. After you've done it 100 times, you're like, this fucking sucks. Why am I driving a car forever?
Though.
I'm not waiting a minute between each fucking battle. Those battles take long enough anyway. Like, Oh, the battles take so long.
You just had to walk through hallways
animation
in the
is
first
so
one. It's kind of
long,
the
and
same
like everyone's
thing.
like, "Oh, I'll help you," and inspired, like all the time. And the damage is like, "Oh, I've done 2 damage to you." Everything just takes way too long in the game, and then the itemization is so bad. Like, sure, like I'm sure the pros are all like, "Oh, this is a really good item," but half the items I've found were like, "But this gives you 10% bleed resist." Like, fucking 10% bleed resist. I wouldn't equip this item if it go 100% bleed resist. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then the other item I got was, oh, you regenerate 15 health per turn. And I was like, oh, well, that basically means that guy is now unkillable because of the way the game works. So it's like items that are absolute shit, items that are absolutely broken. And I just completed my playthrough easily, the first one, because I had this item which healed my guy 15 health per turn. It's stupid, and I was so bored. It was just so easy. And then the next playthrough, I tried some of the new characters, and they were exactly the same as from the old game with exactly the same abilities. And sure, like, oh, it's nice to see it again, but like, where's the new stuff? Like, where's the new fucking stuff? Like, sure, it's a new game mode, but like, and the graphics are nice because it's all 3D and it looks cool, and some of the enemies are new and cool, but man, it just takes so fucking long. Like Darkest Dungeon 2, no, it actually made me want to start off Tip again and start making these like comment videos to just warn people against stuff that because all the reviewers are like, oh, 9.2, Darkest Dungeon 2, definitely buy it on Epic. No, don't. Like, it's shit. Early access.
Anyway, you'll get a chance to try it in this year's Jingle Jam bundle. It's going to be it's a headliner, so pick it up and then you can try it.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of. I'm a fan of Darkest Dungeon. I played a lot of it, and I bought Darkest Dungeon 2 thinking, oh, it'd be nice to do that again. But no, it's not good. I was so bored. I was so bored. It was so slow. I guess I'm just used to playing games that do the same thing 100 times faster. Like, I don't want to run to take 6 hours. I want to run to take an hour or 2, and it doesn't need to take longer than that in Darkest Dungeon 2, because you're a lot of the time, like, you spend 20 minutes doing this fucking fight against some cultists or brigands or whatever,
right?
And because everyone's still attacking so slow and they're doing all their animations, blah blah blah, and you get one slime meal out of it or whatever. It's like, oh fuck me, why do I bother? Oh, it was.
Gosh.
It was
well, I
cool.
played Age of Empires 4.
Oh, that's great too. I really enjoyed that.
Which is fun.
Yeah.
I'm not good with micromanagement and stuff like that, and nor with macro management, nor with APM.
No, well,
so I'm really struggling, but it is really fun.
You don't have to play against people if you don't want to, though.
I'm playing against the computer.
Oh, right, but no, the campaign is actually really nice. It's really well done.
I'm probably going to do that, but I played with my mate Munt, and we played against the AI.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fun. He obviously knows what he's doing. He's played a lot of Age of Empires 2.
Right.
It's satisfying when you build stuff, and I love the mechanics for building walls and all the rest of it, and your little peasants are great. The way the language they speak changes as you level up and stuff like that is great. It's fun. The buildings you build and the units and everything. It's a gorgeous
looking game too.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yes.
And I just thought, wow,
Fantastic.
I normally wouldn't have got this game, but I'm really enjoying it. Unfortunately, Football Manager 22 came out.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm in the same boat because Bassmaster Ultimate 2022 came out.
Right.
So now it's just like
same boat.
Yeah, same boat.
I didn't realize Age of Empires was co-op. We'll play it with old Duncan then. That sounds good because me and him used to play Age of Empires together. And
yeah, you can play. It's like there's people playing like, I don't know if there's like a ladder system and like ranks and stuff yet, but there's definitely people playing against each other. Like if you want to, like when StarCraft 2 came out, there's lots of like little tournaments and people streaming.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean RTS, I'm not good.
No, I'm not either. I don't like
good.
playing against other people, but I like watching it. And
I could definitely watch. I used to watch a lot of Pro SC2 back in the day before I got into Dota. It was so satisfying to watch.
Oh, I loved it
because it was a game I played. But then I got into Dota and I kind of lost interest in StarCraft. I felt it was kind of samey.
Yeah.
But I love seeing the build orders that people go for and little tricks and stuff like that. So I would love to watch an AoE4 tournament. I would 100% watch that.
I don't know if there's been any like big tournaments yet, but definitely lots of people are streaming, like lots of big old Warcraft 3 players, StarCraft 2 pros and stuff are playing it, and it's been interesting to watch for sure.
Who's playing that right now?
Yeah, we could put one together if you like. That would be fun.
One of the guys I played Dota with, Sing Sing.
Yeah, he's been playing it a lot.
I played Dota with him a fair few times, but Oh, there's quite a few Dota players actually playing this. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just people.
Wow.
People who've played like lots of RTSs in the past and stuff, but
yeah, if you're used to, I suppose if you've got that right click and move and navigate the map.
But Age of Empires 4 is pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Great tip.
Wow, this guy's walls are so neat. God, everything's so neat.
Yeah.
My town, I just slap stuff down.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. Like, the first time you play it, it's kind of weird to know where to put stuff and whatever. But yeah, you can organize it out pretty nice.
I swear he's built roads here or something. Good lord. What is this? It looks like a real town. Mine is just...
This guy's built a convenience store.
God.
Mine is so bad.
He's got a Walmart
comparison.
here.
I'm horrified.
Oh man. Yeah, no, it's been good. So yeah, I've just been playing all sorts of different stuff. But like I said, I've been playing Darkest Dungeon 1, but mostly on my tablet because the baby just sleeps so well. And if I'm stuck looking after the baby, like if my wife's getting ready or has an appointment or something, then it's such a nice game to just play like while you have a baby sleeping on you, you know?
Yeah, it is good. I recommend Darkest Dungeon 1, but not 2.
No, 2 is really good as well, actually.
Well, it's early access. Look, it might.
I think it will. But honestly, it's worth trying it out because it has changed a lot. But some of the changes aren't amazing, and then some of them are really good. So I don't know. See for yourself. Don't listen to Lewis. He doesn't know what he's
You be your own decision maker. You choose your own future. You pave your own path and carve your own way through.
Yeah, make your own town. Make your own roads.
Make your own space elevator with corpses on
your
it.
Own,
write your own flying fantasy book.
Yeah, all those things.
Do whatever.
Just do it.
Good luck.
Just do it, and God bless you.
Do your own jigsaw puzzle.
Be your own.
Wow.
All
right, we're done. Thank you for listening, everyone. We'll see you next week.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Adios, amigos.